Good morning. My name's Chris Lord. I am the Executive Director for Remote Learning here in Peabody. And in the future, I will be most everyone in Peabody's go-to person if they're interested in remote learning for their students.
The days of chalkboards and overhead projectors are slipping away. Increasingly, schools across the nation are using educational technology as a part of the curricula, as well as providing opportunities for remote online learning.
Peabody's personalized remote education program is probably the silver lining to the pandemic.
I really believe that remote instruction gives students a more personalized learning experience and that it can fuel global thinkers and creators.
In Peabody, we try to be innovative, we try to meet kids where they are and really provide opportunities for them. So during COVID, a lot of people had their first experience with learning in a virtual environment. And for the majority of kids, they wanted to return to our brick and mortar schools. However, there is a population of kids that really thrive in a virtual environment, and it opened up a whole new world of possibilities for them. And so for certain kids, there are barriers to a traditional classroom, whether it's for focus or attention or engagement, and they really thrive in this virtual environment.
I see so much value in virtual learning for so many of my students. I teach 5 classes a day with 30 students in each class, and it is impossible to reach the needs of every single student in every single moment, especially at the middle school level. Sometimes kids won't say a word because they're worried about their peers or things like that. And there's so many kids that really are just there and they want to learn. They want to learn and they want to explore and be able to do more with things they're passionate about. And I know with the virtual, you have ingenuity offered. Even though I'm an exploratory teacher, I still have to deal with the 10 minutes to calm the class down and, to be there for kids that are struggling. And by the time instruction happens, the 40 minutes goes pretty fast. So I just feel like it's something people should consider and really look into, because just seeing these kids and how wonderful they're doing just is proof enough.
My favorite subject is definitely math, because the teacher, she makes it really easy to understand. She uses an iPad and she'll draw up like diagrams and stuff and do notes for us, and we'll all work together on the notes, and so we don't have to do it by ourselves and miss something.
Favorite project would be last year for a science fair that I got first place in. And it was 73 other kids, I think.
When I was in person, sometimes I would have trouble with reading, but then since I went to Peabody Prep and virtual, it's helped me read a lot more, and now I'm not struggling that much, and I'm getting to know math better, which is very exciting. My favorite thing about school is all the nice people there and the nice kids. It's very fun to have people who will support you and you're in the same class as them.
The underlying curriculum will be based on the 7 constructs of the Vision of the Graduate. Vision of the Graduate has been on high school report cards for several years now, and it really gives 7 skills that we want every student to be able to walk across the stage with when they graduate. We want them to be a successful pathfinder. We want them to be an effective communicator. We want them to be a global thinker. We want them to be a problem solver, an artist innovator, a team player, and a self-manager. Those 7 things are embedded in the curriculum, whether you're in the school or you're in Peabody Prep. Those 7 elements of the Vision of the Graduate are on report cards. We're really taking a good look at how kids are doing it. And if they can master those 7 things before they leave Peabody schools, they're set for life.
Hey, good morning, pals. Happy Monday. Happy to see all your faces this morning. All right, so we're going to start our day off with our zones check-in. All right, in the chat, you're going to tell me what zone we are feeling this morning. Are we in the blue zone? We're sad, we're sick, we're bored, we're tired, maybe we're moving slowly. Are we in the green zone? We're calm, we're happy, we're feeling good, we're ready to learn. Are we frustrated, worried, wiggly, silly, or excited? That means we're in the yellow zone. Or are we in the red zone? We're super mad or angry or even a little scared and out of control. Please let me know in the chat now.
Our students have experienced an extraordinary learning year this past year. And as a result of remote learning, we've developed an extraordinary set of skills in both our teachers and our students that I believe will help them be successful in their future. Remote learning is becoming a part of the adult world, and the students need to be prepared for it in their future.
Not every child learns the same. Each child is individual, and they learn individually, and they have their own way of learning, and the teachers can see that in Peabody Prep. They can break them down into groups, they can take them into breakout rooms. If a child needs help with something, they get right on that email and they'll email you back and forth or give you a text back and forth, and we make something work.
This isn't the same remote that everyone got forced into because of the pandemic. This is totally different, and I wish more kids and parents got to see what, it developed into.
As a parent of a child who might have higher anxieties, you're able to kind of be there and reassure them, which is, as a parent, reassuring, because then you're always wondering at school, are they having a good day? What's a day looking like? Being virtual with Peabody Prep, I know they're learning and I can be there if they need me. Being a part of Peabody Prep, it just means that they're, going to school virtually. They still do the sports for Peabody. They do all the sports and clubs that are offered to all the rest of the students. They are offered as well. So they're not missing out.
Some students have really flourished in this environment, and we want to try and help them get even better at it. The benefits are first, the student is in an environment where they feel comfortable, where they feel at ease, and there's often a parent or an adult there that can work with them and work through issues that might come up through the course of the lessons in the day. Students will capture probably between an hour and 2 hours of personal time every day. They won't be spending time driving back and forth between the buildings, waiting for the bus stop, getting on the bus, and so forth. Families won't need that expense with riding the bus or even the gas to drive back and forth with their students. It'll free up, I think, a lot of time for both parents and students to learn at a time when it's convenient for them, when it's more efficient for them. And at the same time, the students can still benefit from all the things that are going on after school. They can still join clubs, they can do sports, they can do activities that are of interest to them, as they would as a regular student. So I think the benefits are they're going to have all of the instructional experience that our teachers have developed over the years, delivering the same curriculum that's going on in the buildings, and at the same time have the best of both worlds because they can still join the after-school activities that they always did when they were in person at the school.
Personally, I've enjoyed virtual teaching this year. I had the chance to reimagine what I did in the physical classroom and adapt it to the remote setting. I continue to use morning meeting as a way to check in with my students on a social emotional level. I can still work in small groups and breakout spaces to give each student instruction that's just right for them. And Students get to build friendships with peers from across the district that they typically wouldn't get to do until middle school. All right, pals, if anybody wants to come join us in our breakout space, we're going to be talking about arts and crafts or drawing or anything that we like about art. So if you'd like to come back, please click raise hand, your digital hand, and I'll be happy to bring you into that breakout space.
We will illustrate that mission of hope that Dr. Vidala has brought to us as a result of our district improvement plan. The H stands for high expectations, the O stands for optimism, the P stands for personalization, and the E stands for equity and access. What a wonderful mission to bring to our students. That's going to be going on in the brick and mortar buildings. It's going to be going on in Peabody Prep too. The experience for the elementary students, kindergarten through 5th grade, will be very much like it is now. School is going to start at 9 o'clock. It'll end at 3 o'clock. There'll be an hour for recess and lunch in the middle of the day, and a 40-minute specialist type class at some point during the day. Art, health, music, phys ed, those kinds of things.
All right, pals, so we're going to do a quick check-in with our comparing fractions. So let's check out number 13 together. We're going to compare 1/3 and 1/6. All right, remember, one of the ways we can do this is using the butterfly method. So we have 1/3 and we have 1/6. What we can do is we can multiply across in order to get our numbers. So 3 times 1 would give me 3, 6 times 1 would give me 6. Now we know from comparing that 6 is bigger than 3, so 1/3 is bigger than 1/6. We can also see this here in our visual. That 1/3 piece is a lot bigger than the 1/6.
Core academic experience, English, math, science, and social studies, that all happens synchronously during the school day, just like it does now. We'll schedule the day based on student interest, based on student needs, time frames that they might be involved with. Many of the high school students might want to work on a job or something in the afternoon. The synchronous experience will be the core academic classes. The electives that the students would take would be in the afternoon. There's a program called Edgenuity, which has dozens and dozens and dozens of electives that the students can pick from at the middle and high school level, and it's based on their interest. If they want to learn about tech, they want to learn Chinese, they want to learn a foreign language, they want to learn about cooking, they want to learn about, there's dozens of different things that the kids can get involved with.
We are very impressed, pleased, and grateful with the fully remote instruction our daughter has received this year. She has been engaged, learning, and having fun with her teacher and classmates. The learning is rigorous, student-centered, and fruitful.
Seems like the Peabody learning community really wants to have an opportunity like this in the future for their children, and we're going to provide it. Sarah Murtagh established a vision for our district. She came up with the mantra of every student, every day. And that's why we're doing this. We're going to be here for every kid, every day here in Peabody. And because this is a personalized experience for every student who involves themselves with this, it's going to be able to create that family atmosphere that you would want to create for any student here.
Teachers are finding their passion and students are finding their way.
I'm so excited to see where the kids and the parents and the teachers take it, because I think this is the future of education for not everybody, but for a good portion of the population is finding this to be of value.
So whatever decision is best for you and your family, just know that Peabody has options with the same positive end goal for all.
If there's a message that we'd like you to take away from this promotional video, it's that this is a really special opportunity that will only be available to students here in Peabody. If you have any questions and have further interest in pursuing this for your children, or your children have further questions, you can talk to any member of our 20-person design team. There will be an email and a pre-registration enrollment form that's going to be going out to the entire community, and fill it out. We will build a schedule for you, and we will continue the conversation based on that information. So we look forward to seeing who's interested in Peabody and continuing this model going forward. And if you have any questions, reach out to me or anyone on our design team. Fins up, orcas.